In every story, there's a truth and a lie. But in mine, there are only questions. But to understand the present, we must journey to the past. Go back to the beginning. I came to the US with a dream to push the boundaries of chemistry, to become someone worth remembering. In the silence of that lab, I found my answer. Not just for myself, but for the world. Overnight, I went from a dedicated researcher to one of the most celebrated women in science. And yet, as I stood there, with every applause, with every flash, I felt further from the world around me. I was, and I would always be, an outsider among them. Everyone was looking at me, but no one was seeing me, except him. In that very moment, for the first time, I felt seen. It was the beginning of everything, and the end. There was something so mysterious about him. It felt like I'd known him for a lifetime. I really felt like, no matter how other people saw me, he liked me for me. I had a bad feeling, a fear that all of this might end. But in his arms, I could only think how I couldn't help this feeling of flying and falling for him. I promised him my forever. I put my heart in his hands, and yet I could feel that wasn't enough. As his star ascended, mine slowly died, eclipsed by the brilliance they all saw in him. In his world, I became at best a footnote, barely tolerated by him. He was the sun, and they, his planets. I, once his equal, had become the distant moon, cold and forgotten. He claimed my discoveries, as though they were his. However, the worst was yet to come. There he was, in our special place, breaking all his stupid promises, destroying my poor heart. Was I just someone to use? Did I deserve such a betrayal after all the love I gave? He might have taken my heart for granted, but I was no longer the woman he deceived. You should have known, Jason, that I'm a curse upon you. Your worst nightmare. Dressed like the most perfect daydream. Oh, darling, you made me crazy. And every time you called me crazy, I got more crazy. The craziest woman this city has ever seen. Isn't revenge the sweetest love language? You should have remembered. I am, after all, Medea.